This conference will now be recorded.
Used to work with Richard.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Vader City Council at 6:07 p.m. on July 16th, 2025. Roll call.
Jason Bailey.
Here.
Nicole Hansen.
Here.
John Hurt.
Here.
Michael
Here.
Ferguson. Nick Parsons.
Here.
Mayor Shai.
Here. We're all here. Jason, could you turn the air conditioner off, please?
You're not asking me.
Pick on the wrong guy. Thanks. I know it. I think it creates a hum on the microphones for everybody. So, pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mayor's report, 4th of July, obviously, that was pretty amazing on all fronts. Thank you to the volunteers for such an amazing festival. They're sitting right here in the front row.
Awesome. Hey, that was
Right there. So thank you so much for all your help, and I think we're going to get an update in a little bit. So, Olacqua Creek diesel contamination, so probably by now, everyone has heard that there was a diesel spill from the Winlock school bus garage. It went into Olacqua Creek. It did, this was last Thursday when it was detected. The Winlock sewer plant, some guys there detected it down there at the creek. They alerted everybody, and the state got involved, the county got involved. They put some barriers up about 1.5 miles north of Farrier Road, about half mile south of road, the first railroad connector, across the creek, the absorbent floaty kind of things. So they should have contained it, and those are being put in on Thursday afternoon too. So they should have contained it to the northern part of the creek. So hopefully our park should be okay. But just to be safe, we did put up some signs immediately down at the park to warn folks that might be swimming in it. Thank you to our employees for jumping on that on their day off. I really appreciate that help. No new news on that. Once we hear something, we'll share that.
It was clean yesterday, and there's no side effects. It was. We had a couple kids down there, and no sheen on it whatsoever.
It's pretty obvious. It does kind of.
It was slick, but I think it's always slick. I've never been in there, so that was.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. Some folks in Winlock took pictures of it there in town, and it sticks together and it stays on the surface. And you look at it and you think, I shouldn't put any of my body in it. So it should be pretty obvious that.
That has never worked for me.
I mean, each their own, I guess. But yeah, so anyway, it should be pretty obvious that if it's a dangerous area not to be going in it.
Yeah.
But, and then there's still planning committee vacancy, so we're still looking for some volunteers or a volunteer on that. Any council reports? All right, moving on to agenda approval. I don't have any changes.
I make a motion that we approve the agenda for July 16th, 2025.
A motion by Mr. Parsons to approve the agenda. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second, Mr. Daly. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Minutes approval.
I make a motion that we approve the city council meeting minutes for July 2nd, 2025.
Motion by Mr. Parsons to approve the minutes from July 2nd. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Daly. Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Voucher approval.
I'll make a motion that we approve the vouchers for the end of July 2025 for $44,546.56.
Motion by Mr. Daly to approve the vouchers. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Hurt. Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. 4th of July committee update.
Yes, okay.
Just as long as the folks online can hear you.
Yeah.
That's the little.
That's the mic right there. Okay, so we had estimated 82 cars, and we turned many more away that came to the car show, which was a fantastic turnout. We really only had space for 60, so we were pulling out every space we could, even had you parking in places that, we didn't.
I just parked in the field, that was it.
Overall, the entire event was a huge success. We learned an awful lot from it, though, didn't we? We have already made changes to virtually every aspect of this event, and we're hoping that we can at least double what we did this year, next year, and raise some funds for some worthy cause that we need to still talk about, but and we'll run by you guys. Let's see, what else should I talk about? You want me to talk about the future next year? Like what?
Well, because we'll keep them up to date as what we're doing, because our plan is to take over helping getting stuff at the school too, like music.
Leave it up there.
Now that we've proven we can pull that many people into town, we might as well keep them busy from the time they show up till the fireworks blow.
Yeah, so we're looking at next year obtaining sponsors for just many different aspects of the event to, make sure that we don't have to pay for it. That's really what it all comes down to.
I've actually talked to the city of Castle Rock's mayor, and they might be in on adding to, inviting their town and adding some to the mix, if that's a possibility. If we were trying to go like multi-small townish on that. I just talked to them the other day, so
No, it's great.
it's just trying to
Need all
set something up
kinds of
for
space for all these folks that want to come.
that's the thing. You put in some bleachers.
Yeah. So next year, we're looking at having a big stage up at the fireworks display to keep people entertained from 7 to 10 p.m. before the fireworks start, and a real stage. And then down below, we'll have a smaller stage with variety acts throughout the day. We're looking at food vendors up top, and in addition to down below. We're looking at, what else are we looking at?
Well, hopefully, one more part of A Street for car show.
Yeah,
So obviously we need to do that. And
that
then
bit.
we have talked about how we can alleviate the car parking, but
Yeah.
all of that.
We can massage that still some more. But overall, yeah, it was fantastic. And I think the proof of concept is what we were after this year, just to figure out if it would work with what we had to work with, which was nothing. And it turned out fantastic. So I'm glad for all your support and your help too on that too, by letting us just go hog wild with it. I think that's it, right? We good? Are there any questions that the council has about that, or?
Did it bring in any, I know that you guys got some money, did it?
I think it brought in 5,000 something, right? So really not much, I don't even know if it covered costs, but.
Well, it didn't cover your costs.
Oh.
I don't know how much you spent.
No, but that's fine, yeah. But I think it covered costs for the most part. So it was, again, we're just glad it all worked out really well, so.
I think it would be, and I was talking to somebody else about this too, but I think it would be a neat thing for that to become a committee and like a nonprofit that does that, so that we're not needing to take it out of our budget. So it should.
The festival or the fireworks or the whole thing?
The fireworks, the festival, all of it. I think it's great that the city right now is able to keep going, or is to help it to get it started. But sooner or later, like we didn't raise taxes this year, and I do not want to raise these taxes at all. And so we need to start cutting some stuff. And I think that that's just one of the logical things to cut as soon as it's on its own, though. I think it's a great thing to have, but it should maintain itself. Because what was my feeling, and I know that we haven't talked about that, but the less government involvement, the best.
I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be on its own next year. Like, yeah. Again, aside from the fireworks itself, I have no idea what's going on with fireworks, but the festival itself, it's all good. Especially with what we learned this year and how we plan to proceed next year. So I think that'll be a big difference. I don't see us not, raising 20,000 next year and getting at least that much in sponsorship. So we'll see how that goes, though. It'll be fun too.
Mr. Ferguson, you were trying to say something?
No, I just I wanted to kind of make sure that I had it right, because the city of Vader is only in financial involvement, and that was the fireworks, right?
Yeah, I don't know that there's. I mean, yeah, I was involved.
Yeah, because you guys,
right?
Yeah, you guys hosted the festival and put the whole thing on and figured it all out on your own. So I mean,
yeah, there's no money
I
from
see
the
what
city
Mike.
on the
I
festival
see what
part.
Mike's saying, but maybe plan for 2027 that maybe the 4th of July committee can fund the fireworks show. I also wanted to throw it out there that earlier, like in the planning phases of this, Friends of Little Falls had offered up the stage that we use for the concerts, so that it's still out there if that's something you guys want to use at the school. I was kind of denied that offer, but
Well, that's
you guys
yeah, that
hold off on
sucks
the
because I
meeting
would have
thing.
taken you up on it, or
We
we
did
would
not know that.
Everybody here is shaking their head, Mike, that they didn't know that.
Yeah.
It was a conversation with Ken. I think he was asking for tips on and leads on musicians and stuff, and I think he really just wanted to handle it. So
Okay.
nothing
all right.
personal there, but just to throw it out there, since all of you are sitting there right now, I'd like
Yeah,
you
we'll
to
take it
know
next
that
year.
I'll
Yeah,
talk to my
yeah.
group and we can. Yeah, we can work on that. So let's stay in touch on that.
Nice, killer. Thanks for that.
That's all I had to say. Thank
Yeah,
you guys
thank
for all your
you.
hard work.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
And Mike, the city was involved somewhat financially with the festival. A lot of the money, some of the money from the festival came through the city, and we did front some of the costs. Kristen, I think you have a report for that.
So in your guys' packet, there is a 4th of July city expenses, so it shows what we as a city spent money on. And then there's also a report of money raised by the 4th of July committee. And also with that, there is an invoice from Anson asking to reduce some of the costs. So those are all in the packet. There's something that you guys need to look at and ask questions if you guys have questions.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that the city put money out on that.
The
That sucks.
bodies and
Oh,
you
yeah,
needed
yeah.
a rider, all, right?
So there was
And the
the
insurance,
fireworks,
you're right.
firework insurance, special event insurance, and then the porta potty rental.
Yes,
Yeah.
the special event insurance and porta potty was us. Well, I mean,
That all went so smoothly. I just assumed it was already easily done. So
But it was all, I mean, it's
that's a significant expense, right?
but I mean,
there.
the amount that you all raised in the effort for the event was, what was the totals? I mean, it's pretty well balanced, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so.
that was our expenses, this is what they raised.
And some of those expenses, for instance, the fireworks insurance and the fireworks, we were going to spend the money on that anyway. That's not festival related. So
And then we cover the special.
so the festival certainly made more than the festival spent, so. There you
Oh,
go.
well, that's good.
And Mike, you're right, and I want to make that clear too. I'm not wanting to just cut you guys off,
Oh, no.
cut
no,
it off.
from you. Yeah.
Okay,
That's not
perfect. Yeah, I want it
No, we-
to grow and
Yeah, we've been
whatever we
talking
can do
about
to
that
help.
suggestion here for a few weeks here, trying to figure out how to make that happen in a way that doesn't involve us in even more red tape.
yeah.
Like a nonprofit, you start going that route and it just, in my head, explodes because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like so much red tape. It's so much.
Do you guys have any plans on raising money during the year?
Yeah, we'd like to. Yeah.
Like
In fact, I
special-
came up with this really smoking idea I want to talk to you about later. Really good idea.
Smoking, baby.
Smoking. Yeah, we'd like to, not just rely on
Is it a barbecue cook-off?
Barbecue.
Yeah, so that is the idea, yeah.
It's a pie bake.
Well, thank you so much for doing that. And yeah, like I said, you guys made more money than you spent. So, I mean, what more can you ask?
Oh, okay.
I know for a fact, I went down about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning down there and was talking to the people that had the cars, and they were so excited to be here.
Yeah, I've been getting just lots and lots of comments from people just after the fact saying, thank you. It was just a lot of accolades on the city itself, a lot of accolades on the volunteers, people like Sherry, how she did the car, maneuvering and.
You tell one to park, they all park.
The only downfall that I've heard talking to the people, and I think Mike Ferguson was with me, there was a problem of going in and registering your car. You had to go through some kind of sewer thing, and it's like.
Yeah, we're not doing that again. That was a learning opportunity.
Because a lot of them were like, we had to pay a fee, an extra fee because it's city. It was very confusing for our 80-something-year-olds to register.
So next year, they'll just show up and pay on spot, so we don't have to worry about any of that, so it'll be fine.
But they were.
So you say you want more of A Street. Which way do you want to go?
Go the other way.
Come this side.
Come this way.
Yeah.
Because we have a crosswalk right there. We could have some crosswalk guards.
Volunteers, yeah. We just need more car space.
I have a great big yard on the corner of A, and
We'll fill it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll offer that to them. Yeah.
So then you guys have had, 2 follow-up meetings now after the event to discuss what went well and what could be done better. And I went to one of them and you had so many great ideas. So,
Then next year, fill it. Oh my gosh. I'm so
The
excited.
fact that just
Lots of
with
follow-up.
social media and the Chronicle got that many people to town, I mean, now it's endless. But we do need.
We need to figure out where to park them all.
I came up with the parking idea.
Yeah, we got that now, yeah.
So did I, Joe. I have the parking plan.
just do.
Well, I know that a couple of my neighbors, I won't say their names, were complaining and asking if they could move the fireworks somewhere else. I said, probably not.
To their front yard.
What the decisions, however it started, however many years ago it started at the school's a great location.
Yeah.
I have no problem. I walk out my driveway and sit there.
That's great.
And I think we've had a check in the past on all the Vader properties that we own, and that's the safest one. So as far as space-wise.
Great location.
And then, as far as, after the events, we only had one person complain multiple times about the event. And
Just
so,
one person, multiple?
yes, and so if any of the council members would like to review those, we'd be sure to let you know, but it just was my duty to make sure you knew that.
I think we already know.
I'd love to see the complaints.
I would too, actually.
All right. So we'll make sure to share those with you. I just wanted to go on record and let you know that.
Well, it's our duty. It's our duty to, oblige if we can, right?
Make sure to paperclip them all together so you have some.
Now, it's like, there's gotta be somebody that's good. Now,
Oh, the fire chief.
Fire chief actually, he did have some suggestions, but he loved the event. He actually came to one of their meetings to talk about parking and had some options for that and wants to see the event continue. He just wanted to make sure we did it in such a way that they could still move their fire trucks through town. Yeah. All right, excellent. If there's no other questions for the event committee, going once, twice. All right, moving on to public comment. Any members of the public have any comment tonight?
Did you guys review the invoice that's in the packet?
Probably vote on that.
We would have to vote on it.
Oh, we need to add that to the agenda.
Oh, I just part of the board.
Oh, part of the special events? Of course it was. So yeah, so then I guess there's the 4th of July committee is asking for a reimbursement of some of the costs. Obviously, ideally, we would have brought those costs to you first to approve instead of retroactively, but we'll make sure that that doesn't happen again. And what did they say? They ran, what is it? So yeah, so they raised more than, again, they raised more than they spent. So we're asking for permission for reimbursement. Questions about that or anything?
They sold T-shirts and they made profits on those and hoodies and snacks and water and that kind of stuff. Doesn't that cover the cost of all this? Isn't that what that's for?
Yeah, the hoodies and shirts and T-shirts were participation gifts that came along with their $25 car registrations.
Oh.
So that was our way of kind of luring people in for a shot. And then so all that money that they gave for car registration went to the city. And so it's basically just going through the city and then back to us for having upfronted the cost on those things, basically.
Yeah, like you said, all the money that they raised came through the city.
I just didn't know.
The city is holding.
A total.
Okay.
So Anson
That's
did
kind of-
almost bank out of his pocket, because then the money that was paid went all back to the city. Like, everybody that registered for their car went straight to the city.
The vendor permit.
Got it,
Yeah, so
got it,
the
yeah.
cash, online, and then, I mean, I had a pile of cash.
And there were some online transactions and that went through the city's credit card processing.
Yeah.
So,
And just for full transparency, I'm extremely uncomfortable even submitting an invoice, but it's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, it's an awful lot of money just to like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but we told him he.
Yeah, I did, yeah. So if there are like.
How much is the invoice?
It's at $2,274.95.
And that's the money that came in from the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
we're just,
I make a motion that we approve the invoice for the 4th of July celebration costs.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Parsons to approve the invoice, and it was a second by Mr. Ferguson. Further discussion or questions about the invoice?
I have another question. Is there more money that came into the city than this amount?
Oh, then the invoice amount? Oh, yeah.
This-
Quite a bit
There's
more.
a printout in there that tells, right?
Yeah.
Kristen has the amount here.
The committee
There's a whole bunch
raised
of
in total for this year $4,003. We paid the bands $1,450, leaving a remainder of $2,553, which is more than the invoice.
I thought it was more than 4,000.
4,003. And that was after the cornhole payout.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
So the 2553 is what is on is what's left in our books after the event.
From the committee, yes.
So this 2274 doesn't give all the money back to the committee.
It stays in a fund that they can use for next year's event.
Okay, perfect. Okay,
Yeah, and we'll put that in your budget.
okay.
So this is what we paid out total for the whole event.
Budget.
oh,
You're telling me that the fireworks was plus that?
Yeah, so our fireworks budget is, the city fireworks budget for the last 2 years has been $6,500.
Okay.
That's for the fireworks. It does not include the insurance. So we did pay about $6,500 for the fireworks this year. 5,000 of that was a grant. There were other fireworks this year that the folks from Toledo brought over. And
I'm just amazed to sit there for 40 minutes and watch all these fireworks. It was like,
Oh, yeah.
it was like a finale, the whole.
I would say that the Soto family and their fundraising that they do to afford it probably brought over as many fireworks as we were buying anyway. And so that was probably a double show that we got this year.
I was shocked, and I'm going, that's a $40,000 to $50,000 show.
Oh, yeah.
Well, even last year,
Yeah.
and folks thought our show was amazing last year. That was a $6,500 show.
This is better this year, too. Definitely.
We won't get one next year.
Well, like I said, it looked like a finale, the whole show. Well, and then
That's why at the end,
there's a guy that lives
with
behind
the
him.
space there, it's like everyone,
Was firing all
it was so good, it was like, we didn't need a finale.
So it was probably bigger and better than what we would get usually, but we usually have a good show too.
That
Anyway.
pause in the.
No pause next time, maybe a smaller pause.
So that pause in the middle.
Joe said he did that on purpose.
People were starting to pick
I
up
was
their chairs.
My brother.
Yeah, you were told to do
I
that.
looked at my watch, I said, you better sit back down, and all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. He goes,
I was like,
are you kidding me?
I haven't heard of Star Wars yet. It can be.
That's true.
Yeah.
It was a dead giveaway. No, that was part of the fireworks organizers. They coordinated that particular aspect of the show and the pause. They wanted people to think it was over.
Well, they did it to us twice last year.
And
Last year there were problems.
But it was still an amazing show, at least for us. No, we sat down.
It was fun watching them run around lighting stuff last year. Blood torches.
all right, well, we do have a first and second on this invoice. More discussion or questions to reimburse these costs? No? Okay, all in favor of reimbursing the cost of the 4th of July committee, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you again.
Yes.
Can I suggest something for future?
Yes, suggest away.
For auditing purposes, any expenses, will come to council first, which I think you already mentioned, but if there could be like a printout or receipt or something to put with it, so that way we have the documentation, that would be appreciated.
We've also, I guess we'll do that another time. We've already also started a preliminary cost sheet already for next year. Yeah, to give to you guys ahead of time, just for that reason. So maybe next meeting we can put that out.
They call it a budget.
Yeah, it's called a budget.
Yeah.
Weird things. You've heard of it? I don't know.
And I think everyone understands it was the first time you didn't know which direction you were going to go with
We didn't
it.
even know if any cars were gonna show up, people, nothing. So we'll be better. Anson will take better care of us.
Yeah.
All right. Any other comments from the committee or from the council? All right. Moving on to city business, no public comment. So we're wondering if there's any public comment tonight. Anyone with any public comment? All right.
We're just here to listen.
Okay.
And you guys did an awesome job. Yeah.
City business item number 1, council to discuss updating city code to allow golf cart usage. And so I sent this out earlier in the week, was a request from a resident. Wanted to get council's opinion on this. I know the city code is doesn't really say anything about this currently, about ATVs or golf carts or anything. The only thing our city code says is that we default to the Washington State Code and for state traffic issues. I know over the years, the sheriff's deputies have asked, hey, people are driving on the city roads with ATVs. Is this a problem? Do you want us to do anything about it? I'm like, well, if they're being safe, turn a blind eye for now. It probably would be wise to have something in the code, one way or another, depending on how the council felt about it. That way we weren't just silent on the issue. This suggestion from the resident was pretty good. Obviously, we need to run it by the city attorney, and I'm sure she'd have a lot of extra things to add, but in a nutshell, it would require anyone doing it to be a licensed driver in the state. It would require certain safety features of the vehicle, lights, brakes, that kind of thing. And speed limits would be, they'd have to hear the speed limits and.
Which our speed limit here is 20 miles an hour anyway.
So, and this would give the deputies something to go off of. And so if they would see somebody, are they doing it correctly or not correctly? Just an 11-year-old with their 5-year-old sibling running loops on the backside of town, they could stop them and tell them, nope, don't do that anymore. That way we're treating everyone the same at least, right?
So this doesn't include ATVs? Is this going to include ATVs?
That's what we're talking about here.
ATVs, I mean, the regular four-wheelers, the people that I see riding those are usually young people or drunk people. And I don't think they're safe at all around town. Golf carts, I think, is a great mode of transportation for short ways to get around. The only thing that I worry about is 506 through town, log trucks and things like that. But at the same time, they are large, like a small car. I don't have a problem with golf carts, but I do have a problem with regular four-wheelers.
There's an older gentleman that I know real well, that he drives his little side-by-side through town, but it's all been licensed and everything, and I thought that he got a permission through the city.
Those I'm not worried about.
Yeah.
That's not a regular four-wheeler. That's a side-by-side. It's a vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got doors. Even some of them don't have doors, but it's a vehicle.
So I don't really know the difference between an ATV and that side-by-side. I mean, isn't the side-by-side an ATV?
Those are considered a sport utility type of vehicle, like a side-by-side.
So they have some other
And the proposal
designation. Go ahead, go.
I apologize. There's a little bit of a delay, so I apologize for interrupting. The proposal we received also specified specifically electric vehicles, and ATV I would also consider gas-powered. So I think if we're allowing all ATVs, including gas-powered, we would just want the lawyer to look at that as well, since this specifies electric golf carts.
Yeah, because some golf carts are gas-powered.
We have a gas-powered one in town.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Jason brought up a good point, and that's what I wanted to talk about too, is, crossing the highway. Because, Vader's on both sides of the road, and how does Ryderwood, what's their ordinance like? Because I know they allow side-by-side, or, golf carts and little side-by-sides in their town.
I don't know yet. We have to start this conversation, so.
I
think that's something I would like to know is if we could, inquire with someone in Ryderwood and find out what their rules are on it.
I'm not, oh, sorry, Mike, I keep interrupting.
I'm done.
Oh, I'm not really worried about 506 because even in this, they're licensed drivers. We're not having kids doing it. We have kids riding bikes across 506 all the time. And right down the middle of the road. I do agree with you, Jason. There's some kids that are riding their little quads and they're just flying down the road.
Alleys.
No helmet, no shirt, no pants. Literally, some of them are in diapers.
With their kids on the back.
Yeah.
I yelled at them to put a helmet on the other day.
What's that?
I went out there and I told them to go put a helmet on. I was like, do you have a helmet? And they said, yeah. I go put it on.
It's too hot.
So, but I like the idea of the golf cart. This, for the 4th of July, I didn't know that it was or wasn't a rule, but I borrowed one because my mother-in-law couldn't. She has a hard time walking, and it was super convenient to take her down and you know, we didn't drive through the event, but we drove to the side of it, and she was able to look around and then.
You get you a bunch of people mover carts and add to the back of that, and you can just do the tram through.
Trailer.
Yeah. Anyway, you know, I think with the store being so far down there for people to have to walk, they don't have a regular vehicle. If they have a golf cart to use, I think it's, you know, it's convenient for some, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, I'm not hearing in opposition to this, and so we can start putting a draft together for you all to take a look at. That will.
Whoever did this proposal, they did a good job. It's got all the information on there.
Yeah, no, it's a great start. Thank you.
Yeah, it's almost like a doctor put it together or something.
If I could interject for a second, I've been doing a little more research on this. Washington state law on this says, because somebody very wise brought up the idea, if it's already Washington state law, why are we making an ordinance? I'm like, that's a good point. It's just wasted money to have to hire an attorney, all that kind of stuff. But Washington state does not have a law on it. Their law is they leave up to the individual. And the Washington state requirements for this are far more lax than what's in that. So when that was written up, it's almost too much. It's overkill, basically. Because theirs is basically seatbelt and rear view mirror. I think that might be it. And if you go after dark, you have to have headlights. That's pretty much it. So without headlights, you're restricted to 1 hour after sunrise and 1 hour before sunset. But with headlights, you can do more, and tail lights, things like that. So so basically, I wasn't quite sure if we needed an ordinance per se, but apparently we do. So because again, I'm also not a fan of adding a whole bunch of extra rules that don't need to be added. I'm also not a fan of spending city money on things that don't need to be. So can do it free? I don't know.
Can we adopt the state?
The state don't have
Well, they don't have one, yeah.
Well, they have their rules,
Yeah.
right? The state has their rules, and can't we just adopt the state rules for our city? Just like he said, just to keep it super simple and inexpensive.
Do they require it to be a licensed driver?
No. Oh, yeah. They require it to be a licensed driver. However, they don't require it to be a licensed vehicle, if that makes sense. So like Charlie's 8, like the side-by-side, that's licensed through the state, through DMV. Golf carts apparently don't need to do that. So they, it's just like, again, unless the city ordinance requires something. And that's why in that packet, it's like, if the city wants to put their own little stamp of approval on it, then you can go that route. That way it's not a negative sum to the city to allow that to happen.
So what you saw in the state, did you see anything about them having insurance on their vehicle?
No, I didn't see anything about that either, but I'd have to look again. It might have been on there, but I don't remember. Yes, actually it was. It was on there.
Okay, because
they wanted to be insured.
The town that we came from, there was more golf carts than there was cars on.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Because it was a big retirement community that had a golf course right in the middle of it.
Oh,
that's how everybody went to the store.
Yeah, you can still kill somebody on one of those. So it's,
yeah, they had Mercedes and big 4-wheel drive truck.
That'd be very cool.
All right, well, we'll start doing a little more investigation, and we'll get something for you to take a look at. Any other discussion on this? All right. Moving on to elected official comments. Any elected officials have any comments tonight? Or announcements?
We are doing the movie in the meadow at Parwell Farms, which the address is 1024 F Street. Is the way you'd get into there or anywhere else, but 8:30-ish, and the movie will start 9:30-ish when it gets dark enough to do that. Bring chairs, blankets, whatever you want to sit on. Bring your own beverages as long as they're non-alcoholic, and family-friendly time. I am looking for a couple of cornhole bags. Because I've got cornhole bat.
I bought a whole bunch.
Okay, I've got boards, but I don't have any bags yet, so.
I got a set of bags you can borrow too, Mike.
Okay, perfect.
Money bags.
I got 16.
Plenty of bags. I've got the ones under my eyes, but that's it. So yeah, everybody's welcome. It's, just to be totally clear, it's not a sales pitch or a gimmick or anything like that. We just want to share our property. Unfortunately, with this hot weather, the grass is not as green as it normally is, but I'm trying to keep it that way. But so make sure to bring blankets and have fun. Sit out there. We're going to watch Wonka. We're going to pass out soap samples, and one of those is going to have a golden ticket in it, and you will win a year's supply of soap.
I think we should win your farm, like in the.
Win the farm? Yeah.
Like Wonka, come on.
The admission fee to get in is going to be very expensive.
And when is this?
It's this Friday.
This Friday. Okay.
Yep, this Friday evening, 8:30-ish. So
over the weekend, we saw all the barrels of water going by on the highway. And
yeah, no, that was for these bikers.
Oh, you kept taking it down?
I kept taking it down, and they, in fact, I didn't hear anybody mention the Lions Club. They did. I got a call. I had 250 gallons down there Sunday morning, or actually Saturday night. I had 250 gallons down there. They called me at 8 o'clock and said, they're empty. Can you come refill them? And
Drinking water?
Drinking water, just 55-gallon drums that they fill their bottles with. And so when I went down there, I ended up parking right in the middle of 506 and running in, grabbing the barrels and taking them to my other truck because there were just so many people down there. It was packed. And I was telling the Lions Club that I think that they ought to move from down there where there's no services at all up to our new, where the flagpole is. They can set up there. We can build a water dispense like football camp, where it just has all the little things underneath that people can fill their bottles with and hook up directly to the utility shed. And it would be a lot easier instead of running.
And getting permission from somebody else to use their property.
Yeah, and then mowing that property, and I mean, but anyway, that's up to the Lions Club. I'm just putting it out there that.
right on the side of the highway, there's a big white spot.
Yeah, and it's right before the big hill, and it's this side of the train tracks, because a bunch of them would sit there and rest, and then they'd ride just a little bit, and the train would come. And they'd be sitting there waiting for the train, and so they'd get past that, get into town, kind of a thing, and but it was, I filled it. So we did over 500 gallons on Saturday, and just probably about 400 gallons on Sunday.
A lot of water bottles.
A lot of water bottles.
When you ran out, they would come in the restaurant, so I'm glad you refilled them.
Well, and I talked to folks at Dollar General, and they were saying that.
Can you fill this up?
Nightmare in
Your
there.
bathroom. Oh, no.
I haven't seen bathrooms anywhere, so I was like,
There was, down there was a whole line, and I believe that STP supplies the outhouses, right? Yeah. So.
Let's drop them off early.
Yeah, good idea.
So, anyway.
Well, I'd just like to give a shout out, a big thank you to the city employees. I don't know if you saw 4th of July, like most of them were there volunteering, you know, in some capacity. And so thank you very much. Kristen, Marlena, Darren was there too. You know, putting in time on their
Well, thank you also.
volunteering.
Yes, delivering on everything you do. So, yeah, I'll be thanking you also.
You're welcome.
And John was awesome every time I saw the door after lunch.
Yep.
And we go talk to him. He was amazing, you know, give the signs and everything. So he did great.
Big thank you to the city employees for volunteering in their off time on their own accord, helping out. So thank you.
Awesome.
All right. Any other comments from the council?
Yeah, Friends of Little Falls is hosting another fundraiser August 9th at McMurphy Park, starting at noon. They're going to do a car show, battle of the bands, food vendors, a kids fun zone that's included with admission. It should be a great time.
Looking forward to that.
Is Saturday the 9th, Mike? For some reason, I
Yeah,
had
Saturday, August 9th.
some reason I had an 8th on my head. So, okay. Cool.
All right. Lots to do. All right. Well, with that, this meeting is adjourned at 6:52 p.m. Thank you.